Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Migrant podcast. I am your host, Ngalim Lidwine. And in this episode, Lost in Translation or Raising Children Between Languages, we are going to be exploring the emotional landscape of migration. The identities that we carry, the ones that we shed, the ones that we rebuild, and the identities that we adopt. So today's episode is about language at home and the quiet tension it creates when children speak one language at school, another language at home with the parents, and maybe another language in the neighborhood, with friends or with family. For many migrant families abroad, language is more than just communication. It's a culture, it's a memory, it's identity. It's basically what identifies a migrant. Stay focused, stay concentrated, because you're about to get some very deep insight of the challenges that most, I would say some, but I'd rather say most migrant parents face while they are abroad. Before we dive into our conversation, I would like my guest to introduce herself. I normally don't like to introduce people because I might miss out some stuff. So if you want to do us the honor to introduce yourself.
Thank you, Mr. Lidwine. Thank you for having me on your podcast. And like you said, I'm Elmin G Kamga, originally from Cameroon. From the English part of Cameroon, to be precise.
Yeah.
A mother of one little girl, 7 years old. Basically that's for now.
Excellent. So without wasting much of our time, you already know the topic. Everyone knows the topic. Of course, I sent you the topic before you arrived here. Yeah. So we're just going to go straight to the point. So my first question will be, tell us, what was your expectations, or what did you expect when you first moved to Belgium?
Okay. My expectations, like every other person, was like bed of roses. I was just coming to step on roses in Belgium. I was expecting a very easy life.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what do you mean by very easy life? You're expecting an easy life. Can you be more?
I'm going to exaggerate a little. I was expecting you just get some kind of easy jobs, accessible. It's very easy to access jobs, to get jobs, and the bills. I never expected the bills.
Okay.
One.
Okay.
I never expected the bills. I never expected that part. So I just felt like it was all going to be smooth. You just move here, you pick a job, immediately you get here, start working, and you have all the money you've always been thinking of, dreaming of getting when you fall bush.
Yeah, I think that's a lot of that's what most. I don't want to say most Africans, but that's what most. People who travel from one place to another in search of better life. That's what we all expect. Yeah, you get to a new place, and then you expect that things are just gonna be like a bed of roses, like you said.
Yeah.
But since we're talking about raising children in between languages, so I would like to know what languages are spoken at your home now, and what emotional meaning do they carry for you?
Okay. The official language we speak at home is English.
Okay.
Especially with my daughter, it's English language.
Okay.
But as Cameroonians that we are, we have our broken English language that we speak.
The Pidgin English.
The Pidgin English.
Correct.
we speak the pidgin English very often.
Yeah.
Sometimes, ignorantly, I speak it to my daughter as well.
Okay, so but the official language that you guys speak home with your kid is English.
English.
And then sometimes you also speak the broken.
Yeah.
And then she speaks it as well?
Yes, she understands and she speaks as well.
Interesting.
She tries.
And so what was your vision about parenting before you moved to Belgium? What did you expect? Like, what were your expectations about parenting? How did language factor into that expectation?
Initially, when she was very, very, very young, before going into school, it was easy.
Yeah.
It was just about English. And when she moved into school, it started getting difficult because then she goes to school, she speaks the Dutch language in school, and she comes home back to English.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's kind of conflicting. Sometimes she wants to talk to you, she'll speak in Dutch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so how do you, because now you're saying something very interesting that, in the beginning it starts like, of course, she gets the first language at home. And then by the time she moves to school, she starts adopting this new language. So how did you feel like the very first time that you notice that your child comes back home and then she starts speaking or start saying some things or calling some objects at home using a different language? How do you feel if your child start doing this and you mindful of the fact that you didn't teach them this language? How do you as a parent, how do you feel?
I had two feelings, the sweet and the bitter feeling.
Okay.
The sweet feeling is, it's always an added advantage for someone to know different languages. So I felt like, this is a good one for this child. She's getting to know another language.
Yeah.
That was the sweet feeling. But then the bitter feeling was, I'm not fluent in that language. I'm not into that language.
Okay.
So it was conflicting. Sometimes she'll say something and I need to ask her, what does that mean? And she has to explain to me.
Nice.
Sometimes it's embarrassing.
Wow.
Yeah.
I kind of feel you. And so did you at any point expect that language was going to be a challenge? I mean, you moved to Belgium, and then did you move to Belgium having kids already, or you moved?
No.
Okay.
I moved to Belgium.
Then that is even more interesting. So you moved to Belgium, you don't have kids.
Yep.
And then you realize that they speak a different language.
Yes.
And then by the time you and your partner decide to have kids, of course, you are aware already that there's a different language spoken in that country.
Yeah.
So how do you manage this expectation just while still being pregnant, knowing that you don't speak the language, but you're going to give birth, and at some point, this child is going to speak a different language?
Yeah.
How do you manage that expectation? How do you prepare for it?
Okay, first, we as Cameroonians, we always have our Cameroon community.
Yeah.
So while I was still pregnant, I used to meet other families who have kids. So I used to ask them, like, how did you manage this? And they said, don't bother. You have no role to play. Just do what you can do. And the advice that some people used to give me is pick what you know how to speak best. That's English.
Yeah.
When the baby comes, speak English and leave the other language to school.
Yeah, I think that's an interesting way to tackle with the problem. Because if you wanna, because I know some parents who they don't speak this foreign language that fluently, but then they start to speak it with their kids, and at some point, it doesn't really go well. I mean, if you like you said, if you better choose a language that you're fluent in it, and then let the other one take care of itself. It's better not to speak. Yeah, that's my opinion. It's better not to speak a language that you're not a master of, or you don't have a mastery of, to your kid, than to kind of speak gibberish to your kid.
Yes. So that really worked for me. Like, no matter what if she talks to me in Dutch,
Yeah.
if I don't understand what she says, I'll ask her to say it in English, and then I'll respond in English.
Interesting.
So I don't want to force what I can't really give out that well, because somehow it will be embarrassing to her as well. Sometimes when I want to even say something and I make a mistake, my daughter laughs at me and then she corrects me. So I just focus on the English part, and then I leave the other language, the Dutch, to school when she meets friends, and so, those who are really versed with the language.
So do you feel that at some point, because now it might still not be a problem, but do you feel that at some point the language is going to be a challenge, or do you feel that it's at some point it's going to be a challenge, and do you think when that time is going to come, it would have caught you by surprise?
Definitely, it's already a challenge.
Okay,
and it's not taking me by surprise because I already knew.
Okay,
so now I'm taking it as a challenge for me to study the language so I can match up with, especially with her bookwork, with her homeworks and stuff. So I think to me, having a child in a country like this, it's a challenge for the parents to go study the language more.
Yeah, of course. I totally agree.
Yeah.
And do you feel like the school system or the school environment support your home culture? Because of course I believe that as an immigrant parent living in Belgium, of course you do have culture. You do have your own kind of way of doing things. You have your belief. Do you think that the school system in Belgium or the school environment supports your home way of doing things? Because for instance, let me give an example. So in most Asian homes, in most African homes, we do not have like a structure of breakfast, lunch, dinner. Yeah, I mean, this is of what I know. It's like 50%. I'm not saying I'm not representing 50. I'm not representing the African community or the Asian community. We do not necessarily have the lunch, dinner, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And in schools, this is what they follow. It's the Western world. Especially if you have like very little kids that go to the creche. Yeah. At some point in time, there's a particular time that they have to sleep. There's a particular time they have to eat. So do you think that the school system in Belgium supports this? How do you think the system supports our own culture that kind of affects the child, or either positively or negatively?
I think the system, it doesn't really support our own, but there's one thing I know with children, they easily adapt. So like, for example, before your child starts school, definitely she's already used to your own culture and your own way of doing things. Yeah. But immediately she starts school, they have that belief in their school, in their teachers.
So they stop believing in the parents.
Yes. So they automatically switch and adapt to that. To me, it's kind of positive. It's not really negative, because I know whatever they are doing, especially when it comes to kids, they are doing it well. So
nice.
Yeah.
So that means that, it's kind of very true, because of course, if they are more in school with the friends, of course, they kind of easily adapt to that system. So what you said, you're kind of facing the challenges now already, yeah?
Yeah.
And then, so my question is, how are you trying to overcome these challenges at this present point in time?
I'm not trying to overcome the challenges. I'm just trying to match up.
Yeah, no, not overcome the challenges, but how are you because with the language barrier, how are you trying to match up, like you say, or keep up with this change?
With the language, with respect to the language?
Yeah.
First, it's my Google. My Google Translate is my first friend.
Yeah.
I use the Google Translate, and my daughter also helps me.
Okay.
Yeah, she does.
Okay. But you're not doing no language course?
For now, no language course.
Okay. And so So your daughter speaks. So you're from Cameroon, yeah?
Yeah.
So do you? Of course, I wanted to ask you if you have a native language. Of course, you definitely have a native
Yes.
language. So yeah, so I shouldn't even think about this question. You do have a native language.
Yeah.
So have you ever thought of, rather than speaking English to your daughter, have you ever thought of, it would be better I teach her my native language?
No, I've never thought of that.
And why haven't you thought of that?
Because in my home, where I grew up with my mother, my parents,
Yeah.
we were not really into our native language.
Okay.
Funny enough. So it's not something
that's too bad.
Yeah, too bad. So it's not something that I really grew up with. So
Yeah.
that's why I don't even say it necessary to transfer it to her as well.
Okay.
Yeah, but we used to pick one or two words around, and sometimes too, I used to say something to her, and she'll ask me, "What does that mean?" And I'll tell her it's my native language, and it means this. Yeah, but not really proper communication in my native language.
Okay. So yeah. So I spoke. I'm very fluent in my native language, but of course I don't speak it with my daughter, and for me that's super sad. So what I want to know is, she does speak a little bit of or understands a little bit of pidgin, you say, yeah?
Yes.
Do you think that is beneficial, or what are the advantages that this pidgin has and the disadvantages that you think it has?
The advantage to me is sometimes you want to communicate with your daughter in the midst of maybe these other people, like maybe when she's in school or with her teacher.
Who are these other people?
Maybe with strangers, for
Okay.
example, who are not from your culture.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
You want to communicate something with her.
Yeah.
And you don't want them to understand what she wants, because if you speak English, they don't understand.
Yeah.
If you speak Dutch, they don't understand. So I think that's where that the pidgin,
Yeah.
comes to our aid. I speak in pidgin, she understands, they don't understand. So
Yeah,
we communicate.
it would have been very interesting if you spoke your native language, because because I know at some point, do you feel like it's gonna fade away? The more she grows, do you think the pidgin language is gonna fade away, and then she's gonna dive more into Dutch and English, or do you think she's gonna keep up with the pidgin?
As long as she's with me and her dad, she's going to keep up with the pidgin.
Okay.
And family back home as well, when they call, when she's always around when we have calls, and she hears us talking in the pidgin language. So I think with family being family, she'll always get that.
Yeah, that's of course. So long as she stays around family, of course, she's always gonna. So, but there's this other question that I would like to ask, because as an immigrant parent, no matter how you learn this language, no matter how you learn whatever language, a foreign language, you're still going to feel there's a different kind of attachment that you have with your own language.
Yeah.
And for the fact that you personally do not speak high level of Dutch at this moment, have you ever had this feeling that you're kind of well, I assume, I might not, I'm just going to ask, have you ever felt like, or felt disconnected with your daughter because of you were not able to say something, explain something to her in a language that she would understand more? Because you don't speak Dutch, and like you said, you use Google Translate to get through for the moment.
Yeah.
It's going to be more tougher, because by the time she's going to go to like the vierde layer, the derde layer, or like the secondary school, high school.
Yeah.
She's gonna come with like assignments that might need some explanation.
Yeah.
And if you gonna do those explanations in English, she might not need those explanations in English.
Yes.
She's gonna want those explanations in Dutch. So my question was gonna be: have you felt disconnected from your daughter because of language?
Yes.
Already,
yes. She's in the second grade, and with the homeworks, like you were saying, there are some things that you don't need to Google Translate. You need to explain to her in Dutch.
Yeah. Okay.
So sometimes I really feel disconnected and disappointed.
And so, since you already have this feeling, how have you? So, what are you trying? What are you doing now to solve that problem?
To do the course full.
Okay. So
I'll have to enroll in the course to do the course fully, not like just trying to. Yeah, because I know I was expecting it will be in the long run, but it's already.
Yeah, I mean, I was also expecting that. Okay, maybe it might be when she's like way bigger with. Oh, so that means it's coming for me as well. So I thought it was gonna be like
no.
Wow. Okay. Wow, that is. And so, have you felt moments where your child prefers to speak apart from assignment time? Mm-hmm. Have you felt moments where your child prefers to speak like a school language? Well, what I mean by school language, of course, we're talking about Dutch. Have you felt a moment where she prefers to speak this language rather than speaking English or the pidgin? I mean, we're not in the scenario of school. It's not an assignment. It's just a regular, you're at home, and then for some reason.
Yes, sometimes it just comes automatic, like, especially when she just comes back from school.
Oh, yeah, she still has like the Dutch flowing in.
Yeah. When she says that and I say, what? She'll like.
Then she's frustrated.
Yes.
Oh, okay, no, she's not. No, she remembers.
She remembers that. Oh, Mama, sorry, I'm home.
Okay. Wow. Okay. And so, as a parent, how do you feel at that moment? Do you think it's a problem for her, or do you think it's just like her trying to switching language, or do you think it's just her managing with her moment to switch languages?
I understand for her, like it's when you spend hours speaking a particular language and it's just automatic.
Yeah. And
sometimes I just let her speak. I don't just tell her not to speak it. I let her speak, and if I don't understand when she's done, and then the ones that I picked, obviously I understand some.
Yeah.
But now when I don't understand, the ones that I don't understand, I ask her to explain to me. Then she does in English. And then we move forward.
Nice.
Yeah.
So, but do you feel any pressure now to speak the language?
Yeah. The pressure is really there. I feel the pressure.
But is the pressure from your child, or from just your neighbors, or from just living in Belgium, or just like, or you feel the pressure more now because of your child?
Generally, the pressure, like living in Belgium, but more importantly now is with my child.
Okay, so that's to be specific.
To be specific.
More importantly, yes, it's because of
Belgium is kind of open. You can get away with your English.
Yeah, of course.
But now with my child, the pressure it's getting hotter than I expected.
And so, in terms of this pressure, how does she manage this language pressure outside school and outside the house? So when she's not at home and when she's not in school, of course, when she's at home, she doesn't have any pressure because she speaks English.
Yeah.
She understands the parents very well. And then when she's in school, of course, she speaks her Dutch. She doesn't have a problem. But now when she's away from school and home, and let's say she goes to meet family or friends that are also from different cultures, because I know that most families that are from different cultures also most of the time just speak English. So how does she manage this language issue?
I think the only language when she's out of school, she meets friends and families, is either Dutch or English.
Yeah.
Then we met some people who are speaking French.
Yeah, because that was my point. Because we also speak French in Belgium, and you also have like friends or families that speak solely French and maybe another language or like the native language.
So there's one thing about her, she's very eager to learn so many languages.
Nice.
So when she meets people like those speaking French, she always asks, what does this mean? What does this mean? She's trying to study French. And she has some children in her class who are from China.
Oh, really?
They speak Chinese.
Oh, nice.
Yes. And so she's also learning Chinese from them.
Nice.
And when she comes back home, she teaches me, Mama, this is how they say this in Chinese.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when it comes to languages, she's very open and very eager. Like when she meets someone speaking a strange language, she doesn't shy off.
Yeah.
She always has a push to want to know. Like, I want to know this language also. So
nice.
Yeah.
And how do you handle the situations where you say something? Of course, you do not speak very fluent Dutch, but you're not 000 at Dutch.
Yeah.
So how do you handle situations whereby you try to say something in Dutch and then she says, "Hey, Mama, they don't say it like this," and then she corrects your grammar or she corrects.
I don't feel bad because I want her to know that when you're corrected, you don't feel bad.
Nice.
In my heart, I feel embarrassed, but I don't. I feel embarrassed, truth be told. I feel embarrassed, but I don't make her feel like I feel embarrassed. Like I'm open to corrections.
Yeah.
So that she too will have that mindset that whenever you should be open to corrections.
Yeah.
Yeah. So to me, she laughs over it. Me too. I join her and laugh, and then I tell her, "Okay, correct me. What did I have to say?"
Yeah, I think you're gonna learn. I think parents who don't speak like a foreign language, when the kids start speaking that language,
the kids are the first teachers.
Yeah, they actually, because my daughter does the same to me. Sometimes I'm even shy to even speak Dutch, and sometimes when I speak Dutch to my daughter, she answers back in English.
In English,
she doesn't want. She doesn't. I'm saying but I'm speaking in Dutch. You should respond in Dutch, and then she responds in English.
Let me tell you one story. One day I went to a shop with my daughter, and she went to the cash desk ahead of me. And I heard her talking to the lady at the cash desk English.
Yeah.
So I came and asked her, "Why are you telling her to speak in English? Don't you understand Dutch?" She said, "No, I was telling her that my mother is coming and she should speak English to my mother because my mother does not understand Dutch."
Nice.
So she's always watching out for me too.
That's nice. And so you said something interesting. You said she is already doing this language switch, but have you noticed that has she started gradually shifting more to a certain language, or does she still have that balance, like 50-50?
Yeah, I think she still has that balance.
Okay, because at some point I think it's gonna, well, maybe not with every child, because I did notice that some kids, when they grow up in a family where two languages are spoken, at some point they start to shift more to one. Start to prioritize, like give like 80% to one language.
Yeah.
So now she still hasn't started doing that.
Yeah, she hasn't.
So whenever she's going to start doing that, and let's say you're still not at that level of her Dutch.
Yeah.
What do you think is going to happen? Assuming that she shifts towards the Dutch side.
Dutch, yeah.
What do you think is going to happen?
There's going to be
How are you going to feel?
I'll feel, as usual, I'll feel disappointed. But then I think it's going to motivate me more to do more than... Yeah. To me, it's just like it's a challenge. A very big challenge. It's like a push for me. Yeah.
So,
and I'm hoping that I should be at that level before she gets to that point.
You better be at that level.
Yes. Because like my daughter, she's very, very inquisitive, and she talks all the time and she asks questions. So when I've already decided to start, and I have to do my utmost best to get to that level, because I know it's not going to be easy with her.
That's nice. You have to. Well, my advice is just you're gonna have to.
Yes.
You technically don't have an option.
No, I don't have an option.
So have you ever, or do you think at some point you're going to have to sit your daughter down and then talk to her about the importance of your native language? Because of course now the sad side is that you don't also speak the native language. And now she's kind of being grown up, or she's born in Belgium, and then she's going to learn another person's native language.
Yeah.
So at some point, are you going to sit her down and then, or have you already had a conversation with her with regards to the language importance, or the importance of language, or you don't mind?
Of my native language?
Yes.
No.
Okay, so is it because you yourself don't speak the language?
Yes.
Or because you don't give high priority to your native language? Or you don't see that your native language is important?
I know it's important, but I don't speak it. I wasn't raised with my native language, so I don't find it as an obligation, because you can't give out what you don't have.
Exactly.
I can't even teach her because I don't know how to speak it myself.
Okay.
So maybe the grandmother will have to do that.
Yeah. So, it's true. You can't teach out what you don't have, but you do have your culture. Mm-hmm. Language is just one element of your culture.
Yes.
So if you don't speak your native language, doesn't mean that you do not still own your culture. No. You have a culture.
No, there are other aspects about my culture that I talk to her about. Yes.
Exactly. So that was kind of my questions. That was kind of my question. Like, okay, have you ever sat her down, or have you sat her down to say, or do you intend to sit her down to say, okay, hey, look this is where I come from. This is our language, despite the fact that I don't speak it. So just forget about the fact that I don't speak it. The fact that I don't speak it doesn't mean that you don't necessarily need to speak it.
Yeah.
But it's not like you're asking her that you should go and speak it. Mm-hmm. But you have to know the language is important. I mean, this is you telling your child. Have you telling your child, I come from so and so place. We speak so and so language. This is what we do. This is how we greet elders. This is what we do. These are the elements of our culture. But I per se do not have one element. Doesn't mean that you should not follow all these elements. So have you sat down, or do you think that this is an important discussion to have with your daughter?
Yes. Yeah.
And what elements of your culture do you think you would like to transfer to your daughter aside the language that you don't speak?
I think there was a time when my mom came over. She visited. She prepared our traditional meal.
Nice.
Koki and plantain. That's from the Bafo tribe.
Very delicious.
Yes. My daughter, she said she doesn't want to eat it. I told her, you have to eat this. You have to like it because this is our traditional meal. Yeah. So I told her this is our traditional meal. And even with the dress, we have the kaba, what they call the kaba.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when they send it from Cameroon, I always tell her this is the way we dress from where we come from. And she likes that so much.
Nice.
So I think there are some certain aspects about our culture that I talk to her about.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's something very. Yeah, I think it's also very difficult for immigrant parents to pass on, especially given the environment, the circumstances surrounding the situations that we live in, the system, the language, even everything. But yeah, it's very, very important. So do you, or how do you, I'm going to put it this way. Do you think that she behaves or kind of like associates, or let's just say, does your daughter behave or identify differently when she speaks Dutch? Because I know this happens to a lot of kids, a lot of migrant kids, or a lot of kids who leave the West and go to Africa or Asia. When they speak a language, they kind of identify or associate themselves differently. Mm-hmm. Have you started seeing that with your daughter?
Like with Dutch?
Yeah, so let me give you an example. Yeah. So when your child speaks English with, let's say, friends, with Cameroonian friends, mm-hmm. she might kind of associate differently. So she feels like she puts on a Cameroonian mask.
Yeah.
When she speaks Dutch, she puts on her Dutch, she's in a Dutch self. Do you see that already?
Yes.
And how does she show, what are the methods, or how do you realize that, or what are the things that she does to tell you that, okay, this is my daughter's Dutch self?
When she's with her friends, like in school, I think when she speaks Dutch with the other friends who are Cameroonians, you see, like, it's not really smooth.
Oh, like, it's not smooth.
Yeah, because she mixes Dutch
English.
and English. Yes.
Yeah.
But when she's speaking it with her friends in school, for example, like, she just flows so well with them, and it's kind of different.
Is it because? So that's what I'm saying. So when she's in school, she is in her Dutch self.
Dutch self, yes.
So when she's
proper
back home,
Dutch self. When
she's back home, she's like, okay, I'm in Cameroon now.
Yes.
So my question is, how does she behave when she is in her Cameroon self? What are the different behaviors? So when she's in her Cameroon self and then in her Belgian self?
In her Cameroon self, is
she more gentle, or more shy, more quiet, or more bold? How does she behave in her Cameroon self?
I think she's bold. No. She's kind of, with my daughter, it's difficult. She's not shy.
Yeah. Or she's just the same.
I think she's just the same, except when she's amongst people who she's not too comfortable with.
Oh yeah,
then,
of course.
Yes, she'll be kind of shy.
Yeah.
But if it's with company that she's comfortable with, I think it's the same.
Nice.
But there's just one thing I noticed, like, I think it's a normal tendency when you are talking with somebody in this accent or in this language, you talk exactly like that person.
Yeah.
And when you switch, like,
of course. Yeah.
Because when she speaks English with her friends, the Cameroon, okay, for example, with us, the parents, it's different. Now with my little niece who is in the US, when she is on phone with her speaking English,
she's more fluent.
And she begins to develop the accent. And like,
I mean, you just have to be in it. You have to. How did you say? You have to
go with the flow.
Go with the flow.
Yeah.
So, I can feel her.
Yeah.
Do you kind of encourage pride in language or in her cultural identity without actually making it feel like it's a burden to her? Because, like you said, your mom came, so her granny came, and then she did some nice cuisine, some African delicacy, and then she didn't necessarily wanted to eat it, but then you had to tell her, oh, this is what we eat. This is one of our traditional recipes, so you're gonna have it to eat. So how do you manage this kind of? How do you manage this? Because it's not really related to the language, but it's kind of her identity. So the parents' identity.
Yeah.
So how do you make her keep the pride or transfer this without making it feel like you're forcing her to do it?
Yeah, I just try to make her know. Because sometimes she says she's Belgian. I say, yeah, you're Belgian, but originally you're from Cameroon.
Yeah.
And okay, like the color of her skin when it comes to the white kids. And I tell her that's how you are, and you should be proud of your skin.
Yeah.
Your skin tone, you should be proud of it. So I just make her to get that confidence of her culture. She should be confident in it. Even when it comes to the broken language, if she has to speak it somewhere, she should be confident.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just try to make her to have that confidence in the culture, whatever thing that it's associated to our culture.
Yeah. Which
is contrary to the
Western world.
To the Western world. She should be confident because that is our originality.
Yeah. So how do you, for instance, how do you tell her, okay, I got this nice dress that Oma sent from Cameroon, and it's like the kaba, like the gown.
Yeah.
It's super nice. And then you need to wear it to go to school. And then when she says, no, I don't, I'm going to be like the only one with this kind of clothes. How do you make her understand that she really needs to wear this to go to school and without forcing her to do that?
It's just because I've already, first of all, given her that confidence. Like, first, you have to tell her, see, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Because, when you start bringing something down in front of somebody, that's when that person copies it.
Yeah.
So, first of all, I make her to understand that it's very beautiful.
Yeah.
And she likes beautiful things. So, I just make her to feel like you have to be comfortable in it. And she says sometimes, like what you said is right. Sometimes she says her friends will laugh at her.
Yeah.
That, what kind of dress is this? And I tell her to tell them that it's from your country.
Yeah.
That is how you people dress in your country. So it makes you stand out. I told her, you make you stand out from others. You're not wearing the jeans or the leggings. So it makes you stand out. And then she likes to always stand out. So with that, she feels comfortable.
Yeah. Since maybe she because she likes to stand out, and then do you think she's wearing it because she want to stand out, or you think she's wearing it because Mama just wants me to wear it? Okay, I'm gonna wear it to make her happy. Or do you think she's wearing it? Of course, I don't want to say she already understands that I have to wear it because it's my culture. Mm-hmm. Like you said, maybe she's wearing it now because Mama said I'm gonna have the nicest dress. Okay, I'm gonna wear it. And then another thing could be Mama says, I just have to wear it. I'm gonna wear it to make Mama happy. So how do you make sure that by the time she is 20, she's not just gonna wear it because she want to stand out? Because then she knows what she knows what she can already choose what I'm gonna wear to make me stand out.
Yeah.
And then she's not gonna have to wear it at that time because she wanna make you happy. Mm-hmm. So how do you make sure that at that time, when she's 20 years, when she's older, she's gonna go and pick it because she actually loves it? How do you make sure? How are you sure that?
By making her do that, wear it often.
Okay.
Then she gets used to.
Okay, just getting her used to doing it.
Yes.
Well, that's a nice strategy. That's a nice strategy. So, with regards to the shift of identity here, do you think, or have you felt like a child is losing part of your cultural identity through language? Because of course you have your own language, which unfortunately you do not speak. So do you think your child is, because your mom is going to watch this, your village people are going to watch this, and then so do you think that because of you now, your cultural identity in the language perspective is gradually being wiped out? Because now your child doesn't speak your language. Of course, she speaks Pidgin English, which already means that her children, they're not going to speak nothing from your ancestral language.
Yeah.
And then her children's children
will not.
will not. So do you think you're kind of contributing to the wiping out of your identity? No, in the terms of language.
In terms
of course,
of language,
in terms of food, in terms of cuisine, okay, you can say you're on your game. You're encouraging her with African cuisine, with the Cameroonian cuisine. You're giving her some recipes. You're doing that with the dressing, but that you're doing well. But in terms of language, do you think that you are contributing? You're wiping out your identity slowly.
I think so. But I'm not wiping it out completely, because I still believe my mom is there to.
So you're pushing the responsibility now to your mom.
Yeah, because she didn't do it. She didn't teach me. So I'm pushing it back to her, because it was her duty to do it, to teach me. But somehow she failed.
Okay, so have you also thought of maybe looking for communities where your child, because actually Pidgin English is not, it's an identity, but it's not actually, it does not identify somebody, but it kind of locates somebody.
Yeah.
It's not, I can't say I speak Pidgin. I could speak Pidgin English and I come from Sierra Leone.
Yeah.
So it doesn't identify where I come from actually, because I speak Pidgin English. There are Westerners who speak Pidgin English.
Yeah.
So have you ever thought of, or are you thinking of getting some communities where your child can learn your native language, or even if not a native language, any African language?
No.
So is it because you don't have time for it, you don't find these communities, or you don't see the importance of it?
No, not that I don't see the I see the importance, but I haven't found a community yet.
Okay.
I think if I find one, I would like to.
Yeah, I mean, it would be nice because it would be, because we keep on learning foreign languages, which
it's just sad enough. Maybe in Belgium I haven't found one, because when I saw one on Facebook that was I think in the US, I was like, oh wow, I wish.
Yeah, in the US they mostly because
I wish this was in Belgium. I would have been part of this, and
they have those. I've seen a lot too from they have in the US, they have those communities. But it's something that you could also kind of invest in, you know. If your mom is around, then she can maybe start like online classes or stuff like this.
I'll talk to her about that.
Yeah, it's something that, I mean, we do not necessarily see the importance now, but as time goes on,
sure,
these languages are wiping out. They're disappearing. Even the Dutch language is kind of disappearing, because what is the population of people who speak Dutch?
Yeah.
So have you felt now, or do you think at some point you're going to feel emotionally distant from your daughter because of the fact that you can't understand her?
No, because I'm pushing to understand her. I don't want to have the mindset that it means I'm accepting defeat, and I won't take that.
Okay.
So I know, I'm hoping it will never get to that level.
So okay, let's take language out. So do you think at some point, because of the cultural gap, you're gonna feel emotionally distant? Because at some point it's gonna be way beyond language. Because you can't stop her from adopting to the Belgian culture. She's adopting to the Belgian culture. She's learning the language. She's mastering the language. And then she's mastering a new language when she doesn't have another language that she's mastering. Because, of course, she speaks English. English is just like an open communication way that everybody can.
Yeah.
English doesn't have a culture.
Yeah.
English, she's not English. Of course, English people do have the English culture, but English as a language is not a culture. But she's learning the language, the Dutch language, with a culture, with the whole culture behind. Like you said, when she's in school with her Dutch friends, she's Dutch. She's in her Dutch suit. So do you think at some point, when she must have immersed herself fully within the Dutch culture, you're going to have some cultural differences that you're going to have to maybe fight with her?
Yeah, definitely. That will, because I've seen that already around, and I'm trying to still maybe study how I'm going to beat that.
Yeah.
Because seriously, that will definitely be a challenge.
Okay.
In the future. Yeah.
And what example do you think is gonna, what are some of those things that you think that she would start doing because of the fact that she grew up in Belgium, which kind of counteracts how your own culture or what your own belief says? Because, for instance, let me give you an example. So by the time she's, let's say 16 or 18, she might maybe just want to move out of the house.
Yeah.
And it's not necessarily our stuff. We kind of move out from our homes by when we are like, even 40, you can still be home. That's not a problem.
Yes.
But so by the time she want to move out at 18, I mean, that shouldn't be a problem. But by the time she want to start doing certain kind of things at 18,
yeah,
because it's a Belgian culture, it's a Belgian norm.
Yes.
You might not find that funny.
Yes.
But how are you ready to deal with that? Because you can't stop her from. She's a Belgian, like she said. Mm-hmm. It's just she happens to be a Cameroonian born Belgian.
Yeah.
So how do you how are you preparing to face this? Because it's way beyond language at that point. That time is not language.
Yeah.
It's a cultural difference.
Yeah.
So how do you plan? How do you?
That's why one plan is I always have planned to always take her back to Cameroon.
Okay.
So she gets to understand that. Like now, I can only be telling her, "Oh, in our culture, we do this, we do this,"
yeah.
but she does not see it.
Yeah.
You know what they tell you, you forget.
Yeah.
What you see, you remember, and what you do, you know. So I'll always have to take her to Cameroon so that she actually sees it, how it is being done over there. So she knows that I'm from this part, also from. This is also my culture. This is my culture, and this is how we do things. And then communication is the key to always communicate with her.
Yeah.
Communicate friendly communications with her. I think, and God will do the rest.
Yeah. I mean, it can be very challenging because knowing that your child is growing up in a culture that you didn't grow up in, it might be very challenging for a parent to deal with it because you might not necessarily know how to deal with it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, sometimes also taking them back to be able to explain, oh, this is what I always meant by we don't do like this, we don't do like this. Once they see it, I think that is, it might be, it might help, but it's still going to be a challenge.
Yes.
Have you ever felt judged by your kids' teachers or other parents, or even your child for your known capability of speaking Dutch, or for your accent or the way you speak or you spoke Dutch? Have you ever been judged by your parents, friends, other even teachers? Like when you go for they call it the outer contacts. Yes. How do you deal with that?
Yes, I know they don't do it directly, but indirectly, and I understand.
But they do it after.
I understand because when usually when you go there, they just start talking to you in Dutch.
Yeah, of course.
Sometimes I think I'm understanding, and when
I don't speak Dutch.
I say English, please, and then they'll go to English, and then if you go there again the next day, it's the same thing and the same thing. And then now at this stage, why I say it's now a bigger challenge, because like with the outer contact, at this level where she is now, they don't do it in English.
Yeah, of course.
So it's either you come with a translator, an interpreter, or you have to understand it, because they know at this point you should be able to help your child.
Of course, definitely. Yeah. So how do you feel about it? How do you feel?
Very, very, very disappointed. So the good thing is the dad is there to fill the gap, because he's better than me.
Yeah, because I can imagine it can be very disappointing for a parent not knowing how the child actually feels or how the child is doing in school.
Yeah.
Because if you go and, like you say, if you go and then you say, I speak a little bit of Dutch, maybe speak a little bit slowly so that I can understand, they might not have a real conversation with you.
Yes.
They might not really give you like your child's feedback, because it's either they're going to say things that you don't understand, or they're just like, okay, we're just going to give her like the main thing that she want to know. So for a parent, that can be very...
It's very, very challenging and very emotional. Sometimes I feel like if I was in a complete English-speaking country, I would have... You know that feeling when you go to your child's school and you understand every little bit of what they are saying?
Yeah.
It's totally different. Sometimes it really gets to me.
I can...
It's really hard.
And another thing with parenting, with migrant parenting, is that most of the times the parents are not involved with the child's school life. Not because they don't want to be involved, but because they can't speak the language. For instance, you get an email from school saying that, we are looking for parents who want to volunteer with story reading.
Yes.
What do you do?
I've done that once.
Oh, you read the story in English?
Yes, in English.
Okay, that's nice. In my daughter's school, I don't think you're going to read the story, because they're going to tell you the other kids are not going to understand. Because, I mean, you live in a bigger city, so most kids are more English prone.
Yes.
So they are more...
Yeah, I think that's right.
Yeah, because for parents who live like myself, if I live in the countryside, if I go to my daughter's school, if I speak English, maybe she's just the only one who's going to understand English.
Yeah.
And they're in a class with about 25 people, they're just going to say, no, sorry, in Dutch.
Yes.
So a lot of migrant parents have this challenge that most of the times they are not involved. Or for instance, they're looking for parents who want to volunteer to come and do, like, teach kids how to do pancake, or teach kids how to do just participate, like parents doing something. Do you do that often?
Like, no, I've done just the reading once, and it's because they said, I can read a story in English. And there's also this challenge I face. These trips they take to the forest.
Yeah.
Sometimes they used to send an email for parents to volunteer to accompany the kids. I really love to do that, but how do I want to do it?
Yeah.
Because other kids will be asking you questions.
Yeah, of course, and you can't communicate.
So it's really a challenge. It's really a challenge.
Yeah, I can relate. Yeah, a lot of so many parents listening can relate to the story. So, have you had any coping strategies that have helped you bridge the cultural gap? Do you have any strategies like I don't know, like storytelling or activities with other
movies?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So. Yeah, movies. But screen time. How many hours does your daughter stay the whole day on movies?
On movie, no.
Yeah.
No.
So because when you say movie now, you are not encouraging other parents listening to go and ask their daughters go and watch movies.
No. Like, just to show her a little bit of the culture.
Okay. When you said movies, you didn't mean like Netflix.
No.
Oh, okay.
No,
so
our
traditional.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
I thought like Netflix or YouTube or. I was like, oh no, don't encourage other parents to go on. So so you use this kind of movies.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. And then you have other things that you do. You have like the Njangis or all this.
Yes, we do. Like I have about two. I have one a Cameroonian association that I belong to.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I go there with her often, and sometimes we do our traditional dance from the different regions.
Cool.
Yeah. Sometimes like the meals, the different meals.
And do the kids participate or they just watch?
Yes. And there was a time we also do the fashion parade from the different regions of Cameroon.
Yeah.
And we also made the children also participate, like they were dressed also in the various traditional attires, and they did the parade. So,
and how often do you guys do that?
It's like events that come up, but we usually have one event a year where we do those.
But are those events meant for the adults themselves, or it's a creative way to include kids? Or is it a way to bring kids? Is the intention of these events to bring these kids together to learn something about the culture, or is the event intentional for the adults to come and enjoy?
No.
So it's intentional
for family.
It's for family.
Yes, it's for family. So we also get the kids involved. Yeah, so that they should learn. Because we know they don't see, we were already used to those things, but they don't know. So we're doing it so that they can see, they can learn. Yeah.
Nice. So let's go to the school system, yeah? Do you feel like schools are inclusive of non-speakers? So both the children and the parents. Do you think the school system in Belgium specifically is, or are they inclusive, or are they inclusive to non-native speakers? Yeah. In what way? Can you give an example how you think that the example, aside the one that you said that they accepted that you read the story in English? Of course, because that's not inclusive. But I don't think that is a school system. I think that was just an exception from your school.
From the class teacher,
that class
probably.
Teacher, yes. Yeah. So what I mean by, of course, that could also be like the inclusiveness of that school. But as a system, or as a school system in Belgium, what is your perspective? What do you think? Do you think that the Belgian school system is inclusive to non-Dutch speakers to the parents who don't speak Dutch?
In that case, I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
So why why can you expand? Give
Because they assume that every parent it should be integrated to the Dutch system.
They assume or they want.
I think that's what they know, and that's how the system is built. Yeah.
Okay.
Because, for example, even when it comes to the communication with parents, because I think they already know that they have foreigners in their school.
Of course, they are aware.
Yes, they are aware. Yeah. So, but then if I think they have already built the system that way, because with respect to communication, they do it strictly in the Dutch way.
You mean communications to
parents?
To parents,
yes. Like, for example, the emails that they send.
Yeah.
And everything is in Dutch.
Okay.
Yeah.
So no translations?
No translations, no.
So do you think that it's a way that, okay, do you think that the system does this to kind of encourage non-native speakers, or you think the system just doesn't care about non-native speakers? So what would be an ideal method for you that would make you feel inclusive?
Seriously, I don't know what method. Maybe.
Okay. Do you think it would be better that the school, when sending those emails, they should like have like the English or the Dutch version and then
the English version. But then it will be biased because there are some other foreigners.
Of course, there are some foreigners who don't like people from Romania.
Yes.
Some people from Iraq.
Yeah.
From Indonesia. So what do you think?
But I think there's one thing I admire from the school system is they are not completely limited to, because if not, they won't. Because, for example, let me quote this example.
Yeah.
They admit students who are foreigners into classes like maybe even the second grade.
Yeah.
Because from the clutter, maybe it's automatic that you start learning from there. Yes, but then they integrate students who come in, foreigners, into like the second grade.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's tough.
Which means it's tough, but they're already open to it. It means they are not strictly on the Dutch, because they'll have to explain those in the classroom. The teacher will have to do some explanations in English.
In English.
Yeah.
Okay. So what you mean? So what you mean to say is that at that point now they are kind of inclusive.
Yes.
But now they're inclusive to the kids, because of course they know the kids don't have a choice, because if not, those kids are going to stay home.
Yeah.
So the inclusiveness now for the kids is kind of you're kind of acknowledging the fact that the school system is inclusive to kids who are at Belgium.
Yeah.
And then of course they also have to, but now so what would be an ideal inclusive method for the parents?
To me, I will not say because I'm in that situation, but to me, I think there's nothing they can do as a parent who has a child who is getting to that level in school. You should be able to integrate with the Dutch language and stuff.
So
to me, it's an obligation to every parent.
So you're making it tough for the parents that are listening. So
it is an obligation.
So have you ever had to advocate for your child because of language or cultural misunderstandings?
No. In school?
Yes.
No. I've never had that situation before.
But do you know that this happens a lot with
it does.
So many parents?
Yeah.
It's like a lot of migrants don't also read the news. It happens to almost 50-something% of migrant parents. Either the kids are not doing well in school, they're not doing their assignments, or they have an accent, so they have to send them to the how do you call this? They always send them to somewhere.
Yes,
it's always something.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of situations like that.
Statistics say that almost 50% of migrant parents always have to come for appointment, or maybe just answer some questions.
Yeah.
So do you, in your opinion, think that it is because the school system is simply strict, or the parents themselves are not doing their
work.
best?
Yeah, I think so.
You think it's the parents?
Yeah.
So, and if you're a parent who is in this situation, how would you want to come out of this situation?
You just have to do your best. As a
you seem to be very strict.
Yeah. My mother is a teacher.
Man, you're not giving us space.
You have to do your best.
Wow.
Because sometimes we are relaxed. Sometimes we leave all the work to the teachers.
Yeah.
And that's not how it should be.
Yeah.
We also have to do the work. Like at home, because, okay, for example, you are not encouraged to do the Dutch speaking with your child if you're not really versed with it.
Yeah.
But you should encourage her to watch programs in Dutch.
Of course.
Yeah. So don't just make her, when she's home, she feels comfortable with English. Every program she wants to watch on the TV in English. So how can you encourage her? Encourage her to watch programs in Dutch.
Yeah.
Encourage her to have, even during holidays, don't just let your child stay home because it's holiday.
Yeah.
Enroll her in these summer camps.
Yeah.
Then even during the holiday, she gets to master the Dutch as well, because
that's very important.
That's a limitation also to our kids, because during holidays they fall back to complete English, and when they resume back from school, they always have a problem. Some parents, if you're not working, you say, I'm not working, she'll stay home. No, to me, it's not a good strategy. It's always good to engage them.
Yeah,
those things that will build their Dutch level. Yeah. And
do you think that for you specifically, do your child's teachers understand that she comes from a different background?
Yeah.
And how are you setting by this? How are you sure that they understand? What makes you sure? What makes you certain that your kids' teachers understand that she's from a different background? Because she's from Belgium, she's born in Belgium, so they might just be like, okay, you're another Belgian child, so we don't necessarily think that you have a different background. So how do you think that your kids' teachers understand that she's from a different background?
Like,
excluding the fact that she has a different skin tone.
Mm-hmm. I think they know. She tells them she's from Cameroon. So
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe for her she's just like one of these outspoken kids.
Yes, she's very outspoken. So she tells them, and so they understand. And if they want to do something, sometimes they used to ask, Can she participate?
So things like, is it things like the Zwarte stuff? The thing in December where you have like the Santa Claus stuff, where he wears like, so do they ask?
Yes, they ask.
Do they ask that?
Even with the Halloween, the costumes, they always ask.
Because the Halloween is some devilish.
Yes, they always ask.
So because the parents, the teachers also need to understand that, well, that's how in an ideal system it has to be, that this child comes from a different background. I don't want to see my child in the school picture wearing a monster stuff and you didn't ask me, because maybe I might be a religious somebody, and then you're putting my child doing some stuff. Yeah,
and even when it comes to publishing those pictures, they always ask you, is it okay for you if you publish your child's picture? Because maybe from your own culture, you don't do those, don't publish your things in the public and stuff.
Nice. So that it means looks like everything's been going well with the school system.
Yeah, to me, I can't really complain. So
you said now already. So my question was going to be about the challenges you face already with teacher-parent meetings. So yeah, we spoke about this already. So what kind of support do you wish existed for migrant parents like you from the school? Aside the fact that the school has to tell you, go and learn the language, what kind of extra support do you think that the school, or what kind of support do you wish existed that does not exist now? What kind of support do you wish existed for migrant parents like you to kind of like maybe better the parent-child school activities, or maybe improve, just in general, the child's educational lifestyle as a migrant parent?
I've never thought of that. To me, I've never thought of a better way that they should have done it.
Because now you do not participate, because likewise, I did not participate. There's just the time I went to my daughter's school and when I played the drum. Of course, yeah, I just had to play the drum. I didn't need to do any talking. So, but I would have wished that there are other things.
Yes, like I used to wish they should have made like English. Like I don't know if I should say make it a course or
they do have English course when the child gets to high school.
So high school,
like
yeah.
1 hour, couple of hours.
Yeah, but I mean like in the primary, yeah.
And you, if they had that, you want to volunteer to be a teacher?
Yes, of course, I could.
So haven't you gone to have you ever had like a meeting with the school administration as a parent to give any suggestions?
No,
because migrant parents, they just say yes to everything that comes from the school. Everything is say yes, yes, everything is say yes. So sometimes you also want to take an initiative, go to the school and tell the school, okay, because I do not participate in my child's activities in school like other parents, other Belgian and other Dutch-speaking parents, I would also want to do this. But because I don't speak a language, I have this other method that I might want to propose to you guys that I want to come and do. Maybe I want to go there and demonstrate my traditional dance and then maybe take somebody with me that speaks Dutch and then they're going to explain but why I do my traditional dance. Have you ever had like this? Yeah, these are some of the things that you could go to the school administration, tell the school, because of course it would be nice because your child's classmates will get to see her tradition.
Yeah.
Because they just see her, she's a different skin color, and the kids don't actually have a problem with it. It's only when they start getting 20s, then they start having like, okay, some bias and whatever.
Yeah.
But when they're small, nobody cares. So these are some of the things initiatives that, yeah, I think that could...
that's yeah, maybe I'll think about that.
Yeah,
I'll think of doing something like that.
Yeah, you should have like very good communication with the admin, the school admin for your kids. So we are about rounding up. So this part is just going to be now about some reflections. So what has this journey taught you about patience, parenting, and your identity? The journey of raising a child in a country that speaks a different language and you battling with this language and everything. What has this journey so far? Of course, you're not even halfway the journey. You're not,
no, that's all.
So what has this journey so far? What has it taught you about your identity, about parenting, about patience, about about what you're going through now as a parent?
Yeah. As a parent,
in this scenario. Yeah.
It's not just a regular parenting.
Yeah.
It's something that you always have to be at the top of your game.
Yeah.
Always trying to catch up.
Yeah.
And it's not just like the regular parenting that you just do things the normal way.
Yeah.
Because you have so many balances to make. So it has really given me I've grown.
Yeah.
I can say I've really seen how I've grown.
Yeah.
Yeah. And with respect to my identity, I think because I associate myself so much with people from my culture.
Yeah.
So it makes me to still feel I still feel my identity.
Nice.
Because I really do interact with people from my culture.
Yeah.
Like the Cameroonians. Yeah. So it makes me not to have that tendency of losing my identity. I still have that really attached to me. And what else did you say?
Yeah, you answered everything. Patience, identity.
Yes, and patience
parenting.
too. You have to be very patient.
Yeah.
Very. In fact, my patient level
has gone up.
Very, very. It has skyrocketed too.
It has also taught you how to be humble. Nice. So, do you feel proud of how your child is navigating these languages, this multi-language stuff?
Very proud.
Or do you worry about it?
No, I feel very proud.
Nice.
Of how she's navigating it.
So, if you could speak to your younger self before arriving or before coming to Belgium and before becoming a parent, what would you say? If you could speak to a younger self, assuming that you knew all
that
of
I was
this,
going to come to Belgium.
Yes, assuming that you knew that you were going to come to Belgium,
Yeah.
you were going to become a parent, you were going to face this language issue, you were going to, if you could speak to a younger self, then if you rewind.
I would have said, Elmin, you have to start taking courses on Dutch.
Like 10 years ago.
Yes. You have to start taking courses on Dutch, and you have to also take courses on parenting, because I just thought maybe having a child, back in from our culture, when your own part of the work is just to get pregnant, and then, when you deliver that,
then the community will take care of the rest. The
community will take care of the rest.
Yeah.
I never thought of the workload.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah.
Nice. So, to take home, start learning the language, learn about parenting.
Yeah.
Nice. So, what message would you share with another parent who feels overwhelmed by language barriers?
Yeah, I know it's not easy, but it's just to
talk to them. They're listening to you now.
Okay. It's not an easy journey, but there is nothing. You have a role to play, but you have to be patient, and you have to do a lot of studies. We just have to keep pushing to study. So we used to think, oh, we're done with studies. We're just getting started. Even now, you don't only have to study the language, but you have to go back to your mathematics and
because of the assignment.
The assignments, So you need to step up. We as parents, we need to step up our game.
That's true.
We need to step up our game. We should not leave the workload to the teachers. No.
Yeah. Thank you very much. And do you believe it is possible to raise children who are both fluent in different languages and culturally rooted?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's not challenging. Of course, it's challenging.
It's challenging, but
it's possible.
It's possible, yeah.
So, because some people say no, it's not possible because, culture is always there's gonna be a clash. There's always gonna be a cultural difference. It's gonna be. So, do you think it's possible?
It's possible.
Okay. So now that you've experienced all these things, now that you've experienced the challenges, learning about patience, learning about parenting, because parenting is not taught to anybody. You get into it and then you start teaching. It's a self-taught something.
Yeah.
So now that you've navigated through till this stage, what does success look like to you as a parent, as a migrant, and as a keeper of a language? But in this case, you are not a keeper of a language because you did not keep your language. But as an acceptor of another language, so what do you think that success looks like? First as a parent, and as a migrant parent.
As a parent, seeing your child grow when it comes to her academics, his or her academics, you see her evolving. Yeah, that's the most you can want to think of. And as a migrant parent,
you have to specify that.
As a migrant parent, seeing your child navigating through life with both languages and doing it well, to me, that's success you want to achieve. Yeah.
And you also have to mention the fact that navigating that language, discrimination is another topic. That one is another big topic.
Yes.
But just navigating that language fluctuation.
Yeah.
For you, how do you measure? What do you classify as success? As for a parent.
Mm-hmm.
What do you see as success for you as a parent?
Yeah, it still goes back to the way she interacts with that switch when you see her, when she meets a certain group of people, that switch she makes automatically and goes with the flow. Yeah, without being limited or
being
shying away. Yeah.
For you,
That's it.
you feel like, okay,
Yes.
you're doing your job
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
Because I know a lot of people, some kids, they don't actually do well in this because they face like, okay, they don't want to talk.
Yes.
They feel shy,
Yeah.
or I can imagine for the parents, they're like, okay, what can I do?
Yeah.
Yep. Thank you very much for answering to my very, very long list of questions.
Indeed.
And it was a pleasure having you in this podcast.
It's a privilege.
And I hope that this is just one among many podcast episodes that we're going to have. And thank you very much again. And to all our viewers, listeners, I want to take this opportunity to thank you all for staying tuned. And if you have not yet subscribed, please subscribe. Let the community grow, I beg. Just subscribe. Let the community grow. And Elmin, thank you very, very much.
Thank you for having me. It's a privilege.
Yeah.
And I'd love to do this often with you.